right. Decent little arm day. I kind of forgot I was gonna run you guys through roughly what my weeks, well, I guess my days kind of look like. I do kind of a weird split on my lifts. So let me say, I don't go to the gym because I want to look like, I'm not trying to be like the buffest dude in the room. Let me just start off with that. Maybe one day that'd be cool, but right now my number one goal is just weight loss. I'm just trying to get the pounds down, and then when I'm a little bit happier with where I'm at with that, then maybe I might kind of look at my approach and change depending on what results I'm getting, and adjust my diet, calorie intake, and things like that. But again, right now it's just 100% just what's going to make that scale go down. I know I said, almost kind of demonizing the scale, but again, that's the name of the game, That's why I was saying just every 1 or 2 weeks check it. Don't live and die by it, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm going for. So I've got this app called Fitbod. I know, yeah, but it's a really good app. It's I almost want to say like, I think it's like AI. It learns as you use it. So when you first start off, it's gonna ask you what kind of lifter you are, blah blah blah. Basically, I just go beginner, and then you tell it what kind of gym you have, what equipment you have available, and it creates workouts for you. I did that for a little while. I eventually just started doing my own, but it's a really good app. It'll help you out quite a bit. The only problem is it lets you use it, I think, once, and then it's behind a paywall. So, and it's a little bit on the pricey side. I pay $85 and I get access to it as much as I want for an entire year. So for me, that's not a terrible gig. But you got to remember, if you're running, that, and then I use MyFitnessPal to track my calories and macros. Now that one's free, but it does have some premium features that are behind the paywall. To me, the free option on MyFitnessPal works just fine. But if you want to be able to like scan barcodes and stuff, then it starts getting a little bit pricier. I think it's like $20 a month. I think they've got a year deal as well. But it can rack up pretty quick if you're running premium app for your calories, premium app for your workouts. Then you got gym memberships, decent pair of shoes. If you're taking any sort of supplements, protein, creatine, things like that, it can start getting kind of gnarly. But yeah, I like the app. I do one muscle group a day. I think it ends up working out to two workouts per muscle group per week. Now it sounds kind of weird, but you got to think about it. Don't think about it Monday through Sunday week-wise. Just think about it in a 7-day cycle. I've got 5 lifts total, 5 separate days. Day 6 restarts the whole cycle over again. Now remember, I don't do rest days, but you could work in one rest day technically with the way I do it and still hit twice in a week. Because if chest is day 1 and then day 6 is rest, that means day 7 you're right back to chest. So day 1 and day 7 are chest. That's chest twice in a 7-day cycle with one rest day. This guy's riding my fucking ass. But anyway, and vice versa. So then it's chest. I do chest day, then I do back, then I do legs, then I do arms and shoulders. And again, I'm not an expert on shit. It's just it's the layout I like. There's a lot of stuff that kind of overlaps. Like a lot of your chest workouts, you're going to get tricep activation, and a lot of your back workouts, you're going to get bicep activation. That's why personally I like to split up chest and back from arms with a leg day in the middle. I feel like the one day where I'm kind of focusing on lower body, it gives me just enough rest that I can still get a decent arm day in the next day. And again, I'm not going for looking like the buffest dude in the room. I'm just going for lack of a better word, a lot of people would probably call it junk volume. You know, I'm going for fatigue. I'm going for calories burned. I'm still definitely trying to put in some work. You know, like I want to go to failure on a lot of my sets, as if I was trying to build muscle. And if I build muscle as a byproduct of my workout, all the better. You know, it's not going to hurt my feelings if I get a little bit muscular trying to put off some weight, you know, because at the end of the day, I say weight, I say scale, it's body fat, right? That's what we're all trying to get rid of. So, chest and again, so I'm doing one muscle group a day. Now, when I do that, you know, I'm overtraining like crazy. Let's call it what it is. I'm doing anywhere from, on a shoulder day, just because there's not like a ton of stuff, it starts getting super repetitive. I mean, I guess they're all really repetitive. Shoulder's the day I hate the most, which is weird. I like shoulder presses, but like a lot of the lateral raises and front raises and rear delts, fuck man, it starts wearing you out. So, but shoulders, I might do 15 to 20 sets maybe. I'd have to look at it. I think I do like 3 to 4 to 5 sets per exercise, and then, you know, each one, I don't like to do less than 6 reps in any given exercise. Again, I like to go to failure as much as possible, if not every single set. Again, guys, overtraining, I know, bash me in the comments, but it's worked for me. You know, I like it. I like the way it makes me feel. I like the fatigue. And I go to the gym as much as I want to do it to lose weight. I go to the gym just as much for the mental aspect of it. You know, nothing makes me feel better than leaving the gym being drenched in sweat. I don't look like that today, but arms, I don't ever really get that bad. You should see me having a leg day. It's pretty nasty. But I want to be drenched in sweat. I want to barely be able to use my extremities, my limbs, whatever day that is. I want to feel it, you know. And that's really, I think that's more like bro lifting territory. You know, that a lot of people will say, oh, you know, just because it's sore doesn't mean it's being you know, used to its full potential, or just because it's not sore doesn't mean you're not putting in work. I get that, and you know, I believe that, you know, quite a bit. There's definitely people that put in work and get results out of it doing the way they're supposed to. And I'm just saying, it for me, my system works so far. You know, down the line, start getting those last stubborn pounds, it might be different. But 70 something pounds in 6 months, I ain't changing a fucking thing. I'm gonna keep rolling with it because it's been working. 15, 20, high end 30 sets on the days on like lower stuff like shoulders. I'll be honest, man, this might fuck some people up. I do, like, on leg day, I might do like 60 sets, 70 on like a gnarly one. If I'm in there like really trying to punish myself, yeah. And you know, let me also say this. Right now I'm at 280 pounds. Mind you, I'm on a pretty good deficit. So I don't have like a ton of energy just day to day. You know, when I first get to the gym, I definitely feel decent. And then when I leave the gym, I'm definitely fucking fatigued. But I'm never like 100%, yeah, let's kick ass. Let's throw some heavy weight around. I definitely try to push as much heavy weight as I can, but man, I've got guys half my size in there making me look like a bitch, you know, when it comes to lifting. I you know, fuck, I think right now with flat bench dumbbells. I'm barely pushing into the 50-pound dumbbells right now at my size. Some people would probably say that's pretty embarrassing, only being able to push that much around. I've got, like I said, I got guys half my size fucking around with the 75 80s. It's definitely it's hard not to judge yourself, but I will say it is very much true that not a lot of people are actively judging you, is not as many as you would think. The biggest hurdle for bigger people is not thinking everybody's watching you and everybody's thinking, oh, look how fucking stupid they look, or things like that. I've heard it a million times just this last year, and I really believe it. Everybody is more worried about you judging them than they are judging you, unless you're doing like some psychopathically strange shit, like, I mean, fuck, I don't even know, but we've all seen those YouTube videos or the TikTok reels where they're just doing some outlandish shit, And again, I'm not trying to judge nobody. I mean, fuck, if it works, man. I'm sure half the exercises we do nowadays, you would have got clowned on doing them 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? It's what it is. Science evolves, lifting evolves. People learn that new techniques are doing a lot better. And again, everybody's different, so don't feel weird. Don't feel strange. And if you're at one of those, because let's be honest, they're out there. There's some gyms out there that you're going to walk in and everybody's just staring at you like, what the fuck's this, piece of shit doing here? I'm not delusional. I know there's people like that out there, but there's not as many as you would think, especially if you're just going to like a normal run-of-the-mill gym. I would imagine, like, I mean, first off, Planet Fitness, I can't imagine there's too much bullying going on there. I've never been to one, but I've been told it's very like inclusive, quote unquote type of a place. A lot of those chains, Snap Fitness, Anytime Fitness, I mean, I'll be honest, I've been to a lot of gyms. You wouldn't tell from my size, but I've been to a lot of gyms, and any one of them, they were, I can't remember a single time I had somebody like teasing me or looking at me weird, but I don't know. That's my experience. Some of y'all might have experienced differently or something like that. But anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent. For my diet, so when I first started, I got into the meal prepping, and I'm still doing it. And again, as I said earlier, I might be on the spectrum, but this is just something that has worked for me, and it might not work for you. Most of my life, to quote, I heard this on TikTok once, snake meal. That one meal a day that's like 5,000 calories. That's always been my jive. I've never been a breakfast person ever. If you also get into conspiracies and stuff, there's that big conspiracy back in like the 50s and 60s that was saying that breakfast was a ploy for the meat industry to be able to sell bacon and stuff like. I don't know. I mean, I eat meat, but I mean it's totally possible. It's totally possible. When I think about it, one of the most heavily marketed things is breakfast. I mean, how many commercials you see where they've got that big platter laid out? I don't know. Anyway, I do my meal preps. And I found, my snake meal strategy works pretty well with intermittent fasting, which is the other thing I do. Now, I've heard a little bit of things both ways. Intermittent fasting is bad for you. Intermittent fasting is good for you. It all depends on how you do it, blah, blah, blah. I just do the 16 and 8. So 16 hours fasted, 8-hour window for eating, which is basically what I've done almost my entire life. The only difference is now I'm just regulating the calories inside that 8-hour window, excuse me. So typical day, wake up earlier in the morning, then I won't have anything but water. I might have, like, I love the sparkling waters. You can get them at Walmart. I live in Texas. We got a place called HEB. It's one of my favorite stores. It's really nice. But HEB sells these waters, but you can also get the Walmart brand ones. They're like a sparkling water, but it's more like a soda. I'm trying to think of the name. I think they're called Clear Zero at Walmart. They're really good though, and they've got different flavors. And again, it tastes like a soda, but it doesn't have any calories or any sugar. I think it's got like a little bit of sodium, but not very much. Again, a lot of people demonize like aspartame, sucralose, things like that. They said for the longest time, aspartame will give you cancer, aspartame will do this, aspartame will do that. They were saying that there was the study that they used, that aspartame was like super negatively influencing your body, was based off of a study done with rats. Now they said that to quantify it to a human's body weight or a human size, like you'd have to drink something like, I think it was like a liter and a half to 2 liters of aspartame flavored or aspartame sweetened items like a day for it to get into the dangerous levels. Don't quote me on that. It's just kind of what I remember from it. But anyway, I have no issues with any of those artificial sweeteners and stuff. I there's some people that are like trying to stay away from it, and if so, all the power to you. It's definitely there's a lot of options out there. They've got stevia. Agave is not zero, but it's definitely pretty good for you. It's definitely on the lower end. I know agave is supposed to be good for you if you're diabetic. I think it's a low glycemic index on it or something like that. I'm not a doctor, I don't know. But honey is also another good option. Again, not zero sugar, not low calorie. I mean, it kind of is, but if you're trying to watch every calorie, it can rack up. So again, water, flavored waters throughout the morning. I won't break my fast till noon because I like to eat my dinner as close as I can to bedtime. Again, another thing that you'll hear about, don't eat so close to bed and things like that. And I mean, I understand it a little bit, but for me, fuck it. It helps me sleep. I can't sleep if I'm hungry. So about noon, I'll break my fast. The way I'm doing it currently, and again, some people do not like doing the powders and this and that. This is what I've done, guys. It's worked for me. It might not work for you, and you might not want to do it. But for me, I spend about 290 calories for my breaking of fast on a blender bottle with unsweetened almond milk and 2 scoops of, I believe it's pronounced casein protein, micellar casein. It's supposed to be a slower digesting protein. It helps, the slower digestion is supposed to help with satiability, something like that. It makes it to where you're not so hungry all the time. 2 scoops of that. I think it comes out, I think it's 24 grams of protein a pop, 100 calories a scoop. So the whole thing comes out to 290 calories, and I think I get about 45, 48 grams of protein. I'll have that. When I break my fast with a protein shake, I've always been told do your supplements with food, and I don't know if protein shakes count as food, but I treat it that way. I mean, I might have to adjust it in the future, but for me, it's been okay, and that's just the way I've done it. I take my vitamins with my first protein shake of the day. Again, with being on such a heavy deficit, I don't know if it's necessarily necessary, but I do it to be safe. I take a 1-a-day vitamin. I'm taking fiber supplements to help, help with staying full and also keeping me kind of regular. What else? Magnesium, I believe it's glycinate or glycinate, supposed to help. The bottle says so. It's supposed to be sleep, and it's also supposed to help with bone health, and I think it says muscle recovery. I mean, I can't believe half that shit, but it's supposed to be pretty good for you. I take that, I think, like every other day. I also supplement turmeric and bioperine. Bioperine you can get through black pepper and I believe ground ginger. I've heard that as well. But I also get a good bit of turmeric and ground ginger through my food, through my meal preps. I also take glutamine. I don't necessarily know that it's necessary. I've definitely noticed a difference since taking it. You know, TMI, but it just between the fiber and the glutamine, I feel like I've been much more regular. My stomach and gut feels a lot better. Now on the glutamine, I'm not an expert. They say that it's been safely researched, not for like extreme long term, but it's 100% safe for periods of like 6 weeks plus, but they just don't know on like long term. So what I do is I cycle it. Again, I don't know if it's necessary or not, but just for peace of mind, I'll do like a 6-week stretch of taking glutamine daily, and then I'll take a couple weeks off and then go back to it. You know, it might not be necessary, but that's what I do. Fast broken, vitamins. Then I'll go to the gym after that. Now again, if you've been paying attention, I've only had, with the vitamins included, because there's going to be a little bit of calories there, 320, 330 calories for the day since I woke up. And I usually leave for the gym at like 12:30, 12:45, shortly after I've had my protein shake. So for most people, that's basically working out fasted. I've heard that it's good. I've heard that it's bad. I try to do at least an hour. Some days I'm able to push it. I can get like a 2-hour workout, finish up. I'll go stop at grocery store, grab whatever we might need for the day. My one guilty pleasure, I think that if you're going to be able to do this long term, you need to put small incentives throughout your routine, whether that be daily or weekly, that help boost your mental state, help incentivize just the continuance of what you're doing. It sounds funny. I go to Sonic after every single time I work out. I go to Sonic and I get a large, again, aspartame haters beware, a large Diet Coke with some diet cherry flavoring in it. So it's like a diet cherry Coke. And then I know they sell stuff like that at the store, but I don't know. That shit tastes better when Sonic makes it. Fuck. But I get that. And then if you're married or you have a girlfriend, don't be a dickhead. You know, grab her one too. I don't even have to ask. I never ask. If I get one, I'm getting my wife one. You know, she's, like I said, she's supporting me through this quite a bit. When I get back, I always give her a drink that I got her, the same thing I got, you know, and she's always happy to have it. That Sonic drink some days is what kind of saves me, because I'd be working out and I'm like halfway or 3/4 through my workout. I'm like, man, this fucking sucks. Some days you're not going to have fun at the gym, and you're just going through the motions. So on those days, I just kind of think about, man, it's going to kind of be nice to get that drink, that drive home, you know, fucking, I don't know. It's the little things, you know. I think that's what's going to help in the long run. Fast broken, workout, Sonic drink on the way home, so supposedly it's 0 calories, right, for the Diet Coke and the diet sweetener, or the diet flavoring, you know, the diet cherry or whatever. There's probably some trace amount, 30-40 calories for it, but whatever. I don't count it, you know. Then when I get home, I have my second quote unquote meal for the day. Again, protein shake, the exact same thing I had for lunch. Almond milk, 2 scoops of the casein. It gives me another, I think it's 45 to 50 grams of protein. Not a ton of carbs, only another 290 calories. So at that point, I'm at just over 600, like maybe 620, 630 between the vitamins and the 2 shakes. Now again, I'm on a 1,800 calorie budget. So that means for my dinner, I've got, you know, And again, you know, I'm on an 1,800 calorie budget because that's self-imposed. That's not what I have to do. You know what I mean? If you were paying attention earlier, you know, whatever your maintenance calories are, I mean, if you're having a bad day, you can push your calories all the way up to your maintenance. And technically you're still probably all right. You know, everybody's got a bad day. You know what I mean? If at my maintenance calories, if I'm have an allowance of 3,000 calories or 2,900 calories, and I'm on a 500 to 1,000 calorie deficit every single day, but like one day it's really fucking tough, I'm starving, you know, I got a hell of a workout in, but I'm just, you know, it's been a rough fucking day. You know, there's nothing saying you can't have a little bit extra calories on those days. You just have to make sure not overdo it. You know, if you're going to be in a deficit for a long term, but then you're going to go right back and have one day, you know, where you're just going well over your deficit, you're just undoing the work you've done. You know, I am not a believer in a cheat meal a week, you know, because 3,500 calorie deficit for a week, 7-day period, loses a pound, right? Well, some people are like, oh, I'll have a cheat day once a week. And then, you know, some people on that cheat day, they're not checking their calories, they're not watching their calories, they're just going way the hell over, eating whatever they want because they feel like, well, those other 6 days I'm putting in work, that'll balance it out or that'll make up for it. Well, if you've had 3,000 calorie deficit those last 6 days combined, you know, 500 each day for 6 days, 3,000 calorie deficit, and you're 500 away from that 1 pound for the week. And then on your 7th day, your rest day, you didn't do no workouts, you go up fucking Wendy's or Burger King or whatever, and you blow fucking 4,000 calories, which, you know, sounds crazy, but guys, a double pounder, like large combo, and if you're drinking calories with a Coke or something on a cheat day, that's easily 15, 16, 1,700 calories, if not more, you know, and that's one meal. You know what I mean? So you go eat out twice in a day or eat out once and then make a healthy, quote unquote, healthy meal at the house, but not watch your calories. You can easily undo everything you've done. You know, don't be that guy or girl, you know, don't do it. You're going to struggle so much more because you're going to not understand why it's not working, you know. Track everything. That's the first piece of advice I could say. I don't care what it is, track it. You know, condiments, toppings, garnishes, bread, fucking everything. Track it, you know, and track it properly. Get yourself a food scale. Go to Walmart. Go to, I don't know. I live in a small town, so for us it's Walmart. Go to Walmart, get a food scale. They're cheap, 10, 15 bucks. Set it on the counter. Tare, T-A-R-E, if you didn't know, is the button you press to zero it out. Put whatever container you want to use on the scale. Hit the tare button, zero it out. Put whatever you're trying to weigh or measure in the bowl and track out the grams. If you look at any nutritional information's label, it'll tell you almost every single one. I've yet to see one that doesn't. It'll tell you, you know, cups, teaspoons, tablespoons, you know, whatever system, but it almost always has grams in parentheses. Hit the unit button on your scale till it goes to grams and start pouring, scooping, whatever you're doing until you get to the amount of grams for the amount of servings you want, right? Greek yogurt is an example. I use Greek yogurt daily in my meal preps. I allot 90 calories, one serving for every single day, and that is 170 grams. So I'll place my bowl that's prepared onto the scale, zero it out, and I will scoop with a spoon 170 grams into the bowl. That is 90 calories. I know that's 90 calories. I don't have to guess. I don't have to imagine. I don't have to do this or do that. You know, it works. I do the same thing, you know, my meal preps, I make rice for the week. You know, I weigh out my rice. Royal basmati rice that I get at Sam's Club, just because I can get a big bag pretty cheap. 45 grams is 160 calories. 45 grams is a quarter cup. So it says a quarter cup, parentheses, 45 grams, 160 calories. Now, for my week, I have been doing 18 servings for the whole week. That was when I was at 2,400 calories for my daily allotment. Now that I'm down to 1,800, I am only doing, I believe it's 12 servings for the week. So it's a little bit less. So it ends up being 12, pull out a calculator, not hard. 12 times 45 tells you how many grams you're supposed to have. I think it's 630 grams from what I remember doing it last. So 630 grams, stick a bowl on there, tear it out, pour rice in it until it says 630. If you want to be a little extra, 628, 627. It's basically the same fucking thing. It's one of my rules in my head. I don't go over. I don't care if it's 1 fucking gram. I don't go over. All right. If it says 631, I'm scooping rice out that bowl. Is it necessary? Is 1 gram going to make a fucking difference? God damn. No. Hell no. But it's my rule, and now I'm sticking by it. So, yeah. Weigh your shit out. You can use measuring cups and stuff. The only problem is I've heard that measuring cups, as precise as they are, which, I mean, everything's better than eyeballing it, but I've been told that measuring cups sometimes can be a little bit on the imprecise side compared to just weighing your food out. So that's why, me personally, I just weigh it. Also, I mean, who's trying to dig through 30 or 40 fucking measuring cups when I can use one scale and just put different bowls or containers or a paper plate on the fucking scale and weigh it out, and I'm good, So that's my philosophy on that. So my meal preps. I've got 1,200 calorie allotment for my dinner, and this might not be for everybody, but for me, I've been eating the exact same meal prep every single day since June 17th, 2023. It is now January, I think today's the 15th, something like that, 2024. That is very much kind of psychotic. My mom makes fun of me a lot about it, but it's easy, and the way I do it, I've really not had too much issue with it. In my mind, I've got a basic recipe, and if I get burnt out, I can just change one aspect of the recipe, and I've completely changed the meal. To me, at least, it works that way. Now what I do is, and this is what I did this week, I got 1 pound of 96 foreground beef, brown that up, and set it to the side. Then I've got, first off, okay, I've got 7 Pyrex glass bowls. I think it's a 7 cup size from Walmart with Tupperware lids that go in the fridge after everything's been prepared. It's 1 meal per day. And I've got the rice bin divided into 7 sections. I lay the 7 bowls out on the counter. For me, I am half Indian, half white, Caucasian, whatever you want to call it. I've always enjoyed Indian food. Some people might not like it. You can get them at Walmart, but I like the ones they sell at HEB, the butter chicken sauce. Butter, tikka masala sauce, butter chicken sauce, simmer sauce, whatever bullshit they want to call it. The brand at Walmart that you'll catch at almost any Walmart, I believe it's Patak, P-A-T-A-K. It's 60 calories per serving, and I think I want to say 7 or 8 servings per jar. I get 2 jars for my weekly allotment, and I'll divide the 2 jars out between the 7 bowls. Now, I know what I said about the scale. When I make my food preps, the only things that I really weigh are I'll weigh out like my veggies and my rice, because I don't know what it is each week. But like the MyFitnessPal, I'm able to create a recipe, so I'll add each individual item to the recipe and divide it by 7, And then I know after the end of 7 days, you know, how many calories I've had total for that 7-day allotment. So the jars, like I don't weigh that out. I just divide the 2 jars between 7 bowls roughly. You know, I not, again, that's eyeballing it. I know I just kind of shit talked that, but in 7 days, if I don't eat more than those 2 jars, then I know, you know, I'm on point still, you know. Pound of ground beef, when I divide that up between the 7 bowls, I eyeball it, you know. Ground beef, make it look about the same in each bowl for 7 days. Zucchini, chop that up on a mandolin, lay it out on a cookie sheet. Tofu, everybody's got a comment or question or shit talk or soy's bad for you or some shit about tofu. I like tofu. Now, if you don't like tofu because you don't like the taste, it's possible you just haven't had it made right. If you don't like tofu because you know, you don't like vegan people or some shit like that, come on, man. At least try it. You know what I mean? You might be surprised. You know, it's just like anything else in life. You know, how many people debate the steak debate? You know, well done or rare. You know, or how to cook brisket or how to do any of that stuff. You know, are you going to tell me, you're going to sit there and tell me that every single brisket, every single steak is made the same? Really? Come on. No. You know, if you flavor it right, if you cook it right, the shit's amazing. I'll be honest, tofu, I've got ground beef, tofu, veggies, rice, and some bomb ass sauce in a bowl. And the tofu, a lot of the times, is what I look forward to the most. Like, it's the best bites out of the bowl, you know, even with the ground beef. That's how well I like it, the way I do it. So tofu chopped up into cubes. I toss it in a Ziploc bag with some tandoori masala spice. You can buy it on Amazon. I believe the brand is like Shah, SHAH. But again, you can use anything. A little bit of turmeric, ground ginger, some paprika, some chili powder, Cajun seasoning. Use whatever you want. You know what I mean? Flavor it however you want. Just add some seasonings to it because it's going to make it better. But again, watch your seasonings. I do add my seasonings to my meal prep recipe. So even though I'm not tracking how much goes into every single bowl, I'm tracking what goes into the overall meal prep for the week. You know, I think it's 140 calories worth, which is, you know, I can't remember. It's a decent chunk of my sodium. I'll tell you that right now. That tandoori masala, it racks up sodium quick. I'm probably double what it says I should be having for sodium every day, but most days when I go to the gym, I'm drenched in sweat, literally, like I wear 2 shirts because if not, I'm like fucking just leaving a trail on the floor, which is completely disgusting. But kind of big people, you know, we fucking sweat, man. So I don't feel so bad about the salt thing. I also have my blood pressure checked every once in a while just to make sure I'm not like really fucking it up or anything like that. Tofu cubed, zucchini sliced thin on a cookie sheet in the oven, 450 for 20, 30, 40 minutes. You know, I don't really have a set time. I just watch it until it the zucchini, I want like super wilted. And the tofu, like I'll whenever I open it, I kind of just tap one of the little blocks and it'll be a little bit on the firmer side, like kind of almost like crispy. That's how I know it's done. I'll pull it out, divide that between the 7 bowls. Ground beef, divide it between the 7 bowls. I also do 2 pounds of broccoli. Now, you can just grab the broccoli, throw it, and I put it in a tinfoil lined Pyrex and then slap tinfoil over top. I put 1 hole in the top just for a little bit of ventilation, stick it in the oven, and it almost kind of like steams it in the container, and it comes out nice and soft. Divide that between the 7 bowls. We got broccoli, zucchini, tofu. I've got the 2 jars of the patak sauce, the ground beef. I also do a pound of mushrooms. You can put whatever fucking vegetables you want in there. Just open up the MyFitnessPal, create recipe, put the staples you know you want, right? First thing, tofu is what I know I want. Ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, fucking steak, regular chicken breast, whatever meat you want, put it in there. Put the carb source, rice. I mean, you can do potatoes if you want. I just have found that rice fills me up better. So I do rice, meat, tofu, sauce, and then I know what my baseline is. I know this is at least the amount of calories I'm going to have. Then I just start playing with the veggies. You know, you can do any vegetable you want. Just make sure you watch what your end goal is on your calories. Throw that all into the bowls. You know, put the lids on them, stick them in the fridge. Every day, pull one out. Put your 1/7 serving of rice in there. Throw it in the microwave for 3 minutes. Stir it up real good. Another 2 to 3 minutes. Then I put 1 serving of the Greek yogurt in with it. Now, yogurt haters, you might be sitting there like, that is disgusting. Why would you put Greek yogurt into a spicy, you know, bowl of Indian food? Oh, I forgot. Broth. Vegetable broth, beef broth, chicken broth. I do 1 container. It's like those boxes you get at the store. 1 container split between 7 days. Now, if you do not do the broth, it's going to end up super, super dry. I think it's kind of gross. You can do it either way. I just like to have a little bit of liquid in there, because when I do the rice in and I do the 1 serving of Greek yogurt in there, I stir it all up really, really good, and it turns into a big bowl of like creamy Indian food. You know what I mean? It doesn't look the most appetizing, but I'll be honest, I've eaten it 6+ months. It's pretty fucking good. Like I enjoy it quite a bit. You know, and then I'll grab Walmart has these Joseph's pitas. They're 60 calories per pita. Now, mind you, they've started doing multiple varieties of the pita bread. They've got the flat wraps, they've got the large white pitas, and then they've got the smaller, I believe they're whole wheat pitas, but all I know is they say they've got a bunch of different like seeds and stuff in them, like you know, the grains and stuff. They taste pretty good. They're 60 calories per pita. And you know, I put, with my 1 bowl of meal prep is with the rice, then it comes out to 700 calories. Then I've got 300 calories worth of pita, which is like 5 pitas that I warm up in the microwave. And then I grab Laughing Cow cheese. The light version is 25 calories a wedge. Now, the real badass of the show is not light, but garlic and herb. 25 calories a wedge, just like the light, but it's garlic and herb flavor. It is amazing. Holy shit. I get 4 of those, 5 pitas, or 6 pitas. 6 pitas, 4 Laughing Cow cheeses in a bowl. I'll spread the Laughing Cow over the pita when it's warm, and scoop some of the Indian food into it, and it's like a taco burrito. It's a fucking mess, but it's literally the best part of my day. That shit is amazing. It is good. One of these times I might show you guys. I'm definitely not going to show you guys me eating it, because that'd just be too embarrassing. It's not a good look, but I'll show you guys what it looks like when I make it and stuff like that. It's really good. But yeah, 1,800 calories, hour or 2 workout. Yeah, that's my day. So yeah. Alrighty guys, well, I've got to leave something for future videos. I'm hoping, I don't know if I've got enough to say to warrant a video every single day, but maybe one every 2 or 3 days, something like that. I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll record every day, and if there's days where it just feels like I'm just rambling, or I mean, fuck, I feel like I've been rambling today, this first video. But if I've got something to say, I'll try and throw it together and put it up. But yeah, I mean, if you guys enjoy this stuff, I mean, definitely show some love, you know. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Yeah, I want to try and keep this going. Even if like I said, even if I've got 5 viewers, I'll put something out every couple days, once a week, something. I'll try and make a video too, kind of show you guys what I looked like when I first started to now. And maybe I don't like doing those like a bunch, but maybe every couple months I'll put an update of just kind of what it looks like. I don't know if I'm ready to post the shirtless pictures because it's not a pretty look, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ready for the internet to see that, but one day we'll get there. All right, guys. Well, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna go in here and grab a couple things at the grocery store, go hit Sonic for the little treat for the day, and go home and see my wife and kids.